Hi, I'm Angie McDonald from the Substance Prevention Alliance of Needham, and I'm here with Christine Weitzel from Youth and Family Services. And Christine is going to share some back to school tips for us.
Hi, Angie. Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, I wanted to just give a few things. Number one, take care of the basics. Make sure your kids are getting enough sleep and eating well. Time and time again, it's been shown that getting a good night's sleep is critical to one's mental health and physical health. So set up a bed routine now and start practicing so that on that first day of school, it won't be such a cold shock to their system when they're supposed to go to bed and when they're supposed to wake up. Number two, encourage your child to share their feelings with you, and make sure that when they're doing that, that you're asking open-ended questions and validating their feelings, as well as normalizing their feelings, saying things like, I hear you that you're feeling really stressed out about the beginning of school year, or I know you must be anxious about that. And then doing that also let them know, you know what, that's normal. A lot of people are feeling really nervous around this time of year, or that makes complete sense. Avoid Number three, I would say, is avoid the sort of blanket generalized reassurance things that we say, like, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine, it'll all be okay. Instead, problem solve and plan with your kids. Ask them specifically what they're concerned about and follow up with questions, such as, well, if that does happen, what can we do? Or let's think of a way or a plan to handle that situation. For example, if a kid says, what if I don't know anyone in my class? Say, well, if you walk in and you don't know anyone, how about go and introduce yourselves to someone and ask them to participate with an activity with you? Number four, a good idea is always to check in on your own anxiety. Anxiety is extremely contagious. And if you're feeling nervous, your kids are probably feeling nervous too. So name your anxiety and maybe give them some ideas on how to help manage it. Number five, it's also helpful with kids at this time of year to make the unfamiliar become familiar. Take a tour of the school, review sort of drop-off procedures, and set up maybe a play date with someone in terms of that they haven't seen in a while. It also might be helpful for some younger kids to have a goodbye routine in place, whether it's a special high five or special handshake or saying, so that they know when it's time to say goodbye. Now, I know even with all these sort of tips and tricks, there's going to be some anxious moments at the beginning of school year for a lot of kids. And so the three things that I like to just point out that can be really helpful when kids are feeling anxious are these. Number one, deep breathing. It really helps get a kid back online, help them re-regulate if they can take a moment and take deep breath in and then even blow out, visualizing the anxiety or the nervousness leaving their body. So try to do that with your kid for 3 times. Or have a mantra or a saying that they say to themselves in their head over and over again if they're feeling anxious, such as, I got this, or I can do it, I can do it. That can oftentimes help, again, refocus and help them feel better. Or another thing that might be useful is what we call the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. And that is when a kid's feeling really nervous, have them stop, look around in the space and come up with 5 things they can see, 4 things that they can touch and think about what it would be like to touch that, 3 things that they can hear, 2 things that they can smell, and then 1 positive thing about themselves or about the situation they're in. That way, instead of their anxious thoughts ruling what's going on in their head, they're able to become present in the moment and focus on grounding themselves, which can usually really decrease the anxiety. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful school year, and I hope it's a happy and healthy one. Thank you so much, Angie.
Thank you, Christine. Those were great tips and some brand new ones we haven't heard in our Mental Health Minute series. So I appreciate it. Everybody have a great start to the school year.